Assalamualaikum, very good afternoon. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be my session now for until around 5 p.m. I got a lot of stuff to be given out. Who wants great stuff from me? Raise up your hand. Okay, who's here? Who came here for the first time and meeting me in person for the first time? Raise your hand. First time. Okay. Mr. Aaron, give one cap to the guy in front wearing the checkered shirt. Give a round of applause to him. The second row. Second row, second, yeah. Okay, who else wants some prizes from me before we start? Okay, who's here not from Malaysia? Raise your hand, not from Malaysia. Raise your hand if you're not from Malaysia. Nobody? Okay. My name is Khalid Hamid. For those who might not know you, I've been trading for the past 11 years. I started educating traders for the past 7 years under the name of Teknik sebenar. Before this, I worked in a bank, and I worked in a bank for 4 years before I resigned and started focusing on trading and also educating. So you guys want me to speak English or Bahasa? Okay, raise your right hand, please. Show me your right hand. Show me your right hand. Show me your left hand. Okay, so you're responding. Thank you. Okay, I've been trading for the past 11 years, starting in 2007. I traded for 4 years before I started teaching other people. Since 2011 under the brand name of Teknik Forex sebenar. Then starting 2018, this year we have rebranded and I teach a lot more advanced stuff in a course called TFS Price Action trading. So I'm one of the, okay, maybe you cannot see. I'm one of the most followed trader in Malaysia. I got more than 33,000 people following my personal Facebook, over 107,000 people following my page. And in my YouTube, you can search either Khalid Hamid or TFS Price Action. You can see my followers are around 8,000. So I've been trading and teaching people in almost every state in Malaysia, up until Sabah. So my question, if you want to win some prizes, who wants to win some prize? Raise out your hand. My simple question, there are 3 states in Malaysia where I've never done any class. So who can guess which state? One of the 3. Raise your hand and answer. Wrong.
Penang.
Wrong. Perlis, okay. Give one present to this man. Give a round of applause to him. Don't worry, I got a lot of things to be given up. So there are 3 states where I've never been teaching Forex trading, which are Perlis, Negeri Sembilan, and Perak. The rest of the states I've been. Okay, I'm about to start more advanced and serious stuff. You guys got your notebook and pen, and if you don't have notebook and pen, don't worry, you can use your smartphone. Forex trading is like riding a motorcycle. It's risky, but it doesn't mean that everybody dies on the road riding motorcycle. You can control your risk by wearing helmets, by taking care of the maintenance of your motorcycle, and all that risk-reducing stuff. And it's also like driving. I'm not showing off my cars, okay? I'm just telling you it's like driving, where at the first time you drive, you don't know where's the pedal, where's the brake, where do I give the signal and all that. But over the time, when you're already good at it, you can drive while you're talking on the phone, isn't it? But don't try that at home, huh? That's like losing weight. When you want to lose weight, you only need to do 2 things. Everybody knows that, which are to take care of your diet, what you eat, and also what you have to watch what you eat, okay? And you need to work out. Everybody knows that. But you You have to do it. I can tell you what to do, but you yourself have to do it. If I do it, I'll lose weight, but not you. So in trading, it's like that. I can teach you, okay? But you need to take your own initiative to execute whatever has been taught. If there's somebody who comes to you and say, you don't need to do it, I'll do it for you. Give me 10,000. I'll make money for you. Those are scammers. Please don't trust them. Please don't trust them. And lastly, it's like planting a tree. It takes time. You need to water the tree, you need to put fertilizers, and over time, maybe like 3 or 4 years, eventually it will give you the result that you wanted. So it takes time. It's not just like losing weight. You don't jog for 5K today and lose weight 5 kg tomorrow. So it takes time for you to do it consistently over time, then only you can see the result. So for you who missed the earlier part, my topic today will be the best way to make money in Forex trading. How many of you would like to make tons of money from Forex trading? Raise your hand. I want to see. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, there are 3 things that you need to manage or to conquer in order to be a successful trader. But actually, there are only 2. Okay? The first one is the technical and fundamental part. Second one is the risk management. Only these 2. You take care of your strategy, whatever strategy you use, and take care of your risk. Eventually, your emotion will be stable. Some say that it's hard, it's very hard. The hardest part in trading is to control your emotion. That's because either one of the elements you fail. You fail on your strategy or you fail on your risk management. If you take care of the 2, then you can smile like the picture. So feel free to take photos if you don't have the time to write. You can always take photos because I have a lot of great photos to show you, exclusive just for Traders Fair. And just to mention, this is my first ever public appearances and also the first ever I teach in English. Alright, please bear with me. Can you guys understand what I'm trying to say? You understand my English? My English, okay?
Excellent.
Alright, the truth in trading. Whatever strategy you use, remember these 3 truths in trading. The first one is perfect strategy doesn't exist. You can never avoid losses, whatever strategy you use. Please bear that in mind. Everybody thinks there's a strategy that can avoid losses. The answer is no. So perfect strategy doesn't exist. Second, we can't win all the time. There's some days you'll make money, some days you will learn. Okay? Remember this, you just need a 40% win in order for you to withdraw or generate money from trading. I will show you how in this span of around 45 minutes. And lastly, the market doesn't care about you. If your capital is $50,000, you can never control the market. 5 million, you can't. 5 billion, also you can't control the market. The market doesn't care about you. If you make loss or profit, do you think the market will congratulate you if you make profit? They don't care. Correct or not? Trading is a selfish business. Your neighbor won't know what you do, correct? So it's only you and the market. Nobody else should interfere in your trading process. Now we are going to the technical analysis, basics and strategies. I'm going to share with you things that are very critical, but maybe this is the first time that you heard about it. How many of you are ready to learn about it? Raise your hand. I want to see some enthusiasm. Please, maybe say woo, woo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Because these are exclusive only for Traders Fair. Okay, does this look familiar? Can you guys see that?
Yes.
That's a total of 3,227 pips. What happens is, maybe you can't see the pointer. Okay, this is normally what happens. This is what? Sorry. Okay, this is normally what happens. On an uptrend, this kind of trader, usually they will keep on selling when the trend is up. They're trying to sell at top. But what happens when they sell at top, the price goes higher. They don't use stop losses. And I can tell you, once you reach 500 pips of floating loss, what is the chances of it to turn into a profit? You tell me. What is the percentage that it will turn into a profit? 0%. It's 0%. There's no chance. You either cut your loss or you keep on depositing your money to extend your losses. So this is not the correct way to trade. The correct way is on the right, which is during an uptrend, you wait for retracement and you buy. Add on positions when you are running on profit and not when you are suffering with losses. That's what most traders do. They suffer loss, they keep on adding position. Whereas the correct way is that when you are running on profit, you add on your position. That's the correct way, because you are using your floating profit or extra margins to add additional position. Not you take out another margin from your whatever left, your balance. So what's your trading objectives? Who wants to tell me his trading objectives? Who wants to tell me? Raise your hand. So what's your trading objective? Make profit. Everybody's objectives in trading is only one, and only one, which is to make money. How many of you agree? Raise your left hand. You trade not because it's your hobby, correct? How many of you trade because it's a hobby? You trade because of it's a hobby, is it? One and only. Okay, usually all of us trade because we need to make money. When you look at the chart, what are you looking for? Is what we call start with the letter D, which are decision. So tell me, we got prizes coming up. So tell me, what are the decisions you are looking for? What are the decisions? There are 3 decisions. Who can name me the decisions? Raise your hand. Yes. Yes. Give a round of applause to him. Give cap or t-shirt. So every day in, day out, when you look at a chart, you want to look for decision. So the decision that you're trying to make is whether you want to buy, or you want to sell, or you do nothing. So this is the decisions that you are looking for, and this is the best, where you target to buy when it's low and you sell when it's high. Forex trading is a two-way market where you can buy and you can sell. It's not like stock trading. Stock trading you can only buy. So remember, the 3 decisions that you make every day when you look at a chart, which are buy, sell, or no trade. So tell me, are you going to buy or sell? When you buy, don't forget it can go down. And when you sell, don't forget it can go up. So tell me, in this situation, Euro USD, H4, are you going to buy or are you going to sell? Raise your hand if you want to buy. Raise your hand if you want to buy. No? Okay. Raise your hand if you want to sell. Raise your hand if you want to do nothing. Okay, maybe those in the front can see at the back. When you see a chart, if there's 100 people looking at the same chart, 30% will say buy, 30% will say sell. The other 40% don't know what to do. So whenever you trade, it doesn't matter what other people think whether to buy or sell. What matters is who's clicking the hand, who's going to trade later, which is yourself. You yourself have to decide whether you want to buy, sell, or no trade. Because at the end of the day, who's gonna bear the profit of losses? It's just you. So remember, there's always a 50-50 chance. It's always fair. The market can go up or it can go down. And you need to find what are your RTBs and RTS. Those who say buy, definitely they will tell you why they want to buy. Those who want to sell, they will tell you why they want to sell. So there's always reasons for everything. So you don't just buy or sell because last night you had a dream. You had a dream, Euro USD is going up, so I need to buy. Can you do your decision based on that? You might be, okay? But that's not the best way to trade. Okay, now I'm going to give you the best of the best tips. How many of you want this best of the best tips? Raise your hand. So what are the best of the best tips? This is very rare. Maybe you don't hear it anywhere else. You only listen it. You only learn it from me here. You need to know what are the market hours. There are 4 main markets in the world: Sydney, Tokyo, London, and New York. If you want to trade Forex, you will only need to focus from 4 p.m. Malaysia time until 12 a.m. 4 p.m. until 12 a.m. because that's when all the three main markets are open, especially the New York. When it's 8 p.m. here, it's 8 a.m. in New York. So you need to trade according to New York time. Don't trade in the morning. If you want to trade in the morning, you can only trade 2 pairs. Any AUD pairs or any NZD, New Zealand pairs. Other than that, mostly it doesn't move. If you study the chart, let's say 8 a.m. Malaysia time, Euro USD doesn't move much. Within 4 hours, I'm sorry you can't see this, but I can tell you that within 4 hours, maybe the pairs only move like 10 to 15 pips in 4 hours. But at night, it can move up to 60 or even 80 pips within 4 hours. So there's a big difference when you trade the correct time and also the wrong time. So again, please repeat to me, what time is the best time to trade Forex? 4 p.m. until 12 a.m. Thank you. And what are the best time frame for you to use? There's only 2, daily and also H4. These are the 2 time frames you need to focus on. The rest of the time frame, a lot of noise. So these are the time frame that can tell you clearly where it's going to go. So you just focus on this H4 and daily. What does it mean by H4 is that every 4 hours you look to the chart to see where it goes. Every 4 hours, not every minute, not every 1 hour or 15 minutes. When it says H4 or 4 hour means you only see the chart every 4 hours. And if it's daily, it's every 24 hours. So what are the best days to trade? Tuesday to Friday. Monday, usually the market doesn't move. So you focus your trade on Tuesday until Friday. And the best pair, the easiest pairs, you want to take, when you want to make tons of money, it's only these 4 pairs, which are Euro USD, GBP USD, USD and AUD USD. The rest of the pairs, tell me, how many of you trade GBP, JPY? Raise your hand. JPP, JPY is a very aggressive pair. Same like Euro, JPY or even other exotic pairs. Very hard for you to make money. Do you agree? Or do you make a lot of money with that pair? So these are the 4 pairs where you can easily see where it's going and you can trade it much more easier compared to cross pairs and also exotic pairs. So these are the 4 pairs. So do you know, this is a very important knowledge. Do you know that a different broker can give you a different signal? If you look at the chart at the same time, you can see that one broker will tell you it's a buy signal and another broker will tell you it's a sell signal. This has happened because different broker will have different market hour or market watch. Some will close at 8 a.m., some will close at 10 a.m., some will close at 5 a.m. according to US time. So according to my experience, I've been trading for 11 years. The best way you can see where the market is going, you need to find a broker that close at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Malaysia time. So far that I know, there's only 2 brokers that I know. Maybe there are more. One is FX Citizen, the other one is FXCM AU. Maybe there are other brokers that close at 8 a.m. but I haven't got the knowledge yet. So these are the 2 brokers that you need to check it out. If you already have your own platform, try to open a demo or real account with a broker that close 8 a.m. and then you compare which broker will give you a better or more accurate signal. So far, I've checked, this is the best, 8 a.m. close time. So it's not the fault of the broker, but this is some of the things that I noticed. And you are lucky to come to learn about it. Am I correct? Do you know about this?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know, right? So these are the testimony I received. Somebody else tell me this, not me. So the translation you can read at the blue font. I've tried FX Citizen, it's a 8 a.m. close chart and find the chart really accurate. I used other brokers before, not bad, but there are some candlesticks that doesn't touch on my support and resistance level. So it's been verified not only by me but some other traders. So there will be an impact on which chart you look at when you want to trade. So let's go to the next lesson. You need to wait till it closes. Stop playing guessing game. Once it's closed, the direction will become clearer. I'll give you one example. This is a typical trader where he sees that the price is like going up. Looks like it's gonna break the resistance and go further up. So what he do is he buy. Then what happens later is this. The price goes down. So what happened? What happened is the trader make decision based on what time frame that hasn't closed. If you haven't closed, you don't know what's the ending of that time frame or period. So you cannot tell where the market is going. If you already know there's a rejection, then the next day you're gonna sell, not that you're going to buy. So always wait for the close. What the close means is, if you're using a H4 chart, close means that you look at the chart starting from 4 p.m. and then you wait until 8 p.m. Another 4 hours, you look at the chart, and if there's no signal, you wait for 12 a.m. And it goes on like that. You wait until it closes. If let's say you're using H4, but you're looking at the chart at 6 p.m., the price haven't closed, so you can't tell where is it going. Maybe you buy, but at 8 p.m. later, it turns out to be a bearish signal, sell. So you're gonna lose a lot there. So always wait for the candle to close. So here's a bit of candlesticks anatomy for you. When you see a green or red candle like that, a green candle signifies a bullish candle. Why? Because at the start of it starts here, and then let's say it's open at 8 p.m. at the bottom, and at 12 a.m. it closes at the top. So within 4 hours, there are a lot of buyers coming in. How do you know buyers coming in? It's because the price keeps on going up. When people buy, the price tends to go further up. And if it's a bearish candle, it starts at the top and it closes at the bottom. This is okay, hang on. Okay. These are buyer's area. If you see a long shadow, it means that there are a lot of buying power, because buyers always want to increase the price. Sellers always want to reduce the price. So if you see a long upper shadow, that signifies there's a strong seller. So if you look at the candlestick, for example, like this signifies a strong buyers, because there's a strong rejection upwards and there's no rejection from the top. There's no rejection from the top, meaning that there's no sellers. Sellers don't dare to come interfere in the movement. So do you think the price is going further up or down after that? If it's a bullish signal, most probably it will go up. So what about this kind of candlestick? So it shows that there's a lot of buying rejection. Price goes down and then it goes up. So the next candle, let's say you're looking at a chart at 8 p.m. this pattern, for the next 4 hours until 12 a.m., most probably it will go up. So that's how you read a candlestick. Don't worry, we'll go further detail. Okay, tell me, would you buy or sell in this situation? How many of you want? Who wants to answer? I have a present for you. Okay, you want to buy. Okay, you need to give me the RTB or the reason to buy.
Because previously there was a retracement and then baru bullish.
Maru bullish, very advanced. Okay, what's your level of confidence? 100%, 80%? Yeah? 80%. Okay, so he said that, the gentleman here said that the price is going up. So imagine, you are looking at the chart at, let's say, 12 a.m. at night. So you're seeing this pattern. Are you going to buy or sell? So the gentleman said buy. You already have TFS? You already have. So that's why he knows the answer. So he's right. Give him a round of applause. Give cap to him. So we see a bullish signal. Like I said, when the price starts at the low, then after 4 hours, there are a lot of buyers coming in. It signifies that there are a lot more buyers coming to the market. So that's when you make it. That's when you enter your position. Actually, there are another two signals here. One is here. You can see that once there's a strong buyer signal, then the price tends to go up. Same like the signal here. I'm going to tell you later what is the best and less risky way to trade. Okay, now we are going for the first things you want to experiment yourself, which is called a BRN, which stands for big round number, and it's a 100 pips interval. You don't need to do any technical analysis. You just need to see where is the 100 pips interval. So this is the step, how do you do it? So you see where's the current price. You remove the last 2 or 3 digits. So you get your first big round number, which is at 1.3200, and then you take another 100 on top of that, and then another 100 below it. So what usually happens is this. When you already see a BRN, usually when price goes for the first time, it will reject. But here, let's say if it goes, and then it penetrates, usually it will bounce back at the BRN before going further up. Like what happened recently to USD CAD. You can see yourself at USD CAD H4. The blue line is the BRN level. So what happens here, when the price penetrates a bearish signal, so you're targeting to sell. Where you want to sell? One way is that you target, then it goes back to the big round number before going further down. The problem if you just straight away sell is that if the price goes up first, it might hit your stop loss first before it goes down. So the best way is you see where's the BRN, you can set your entry, sell limit over there. So if you see the USD CAD, usually any pairs, if you know where's the big round number, this is what happens. It hits, it goes down, and then it will just play around in that area before making a clearer way. So look at this again. This is the example of the reaction at the level. This is not SNR or whatever different levels you can think of. This is just the number. So this is one way you can look at your chart. And if you want to see the latest, yesterday, what happened, you can see at GBP USD. You can try to have a look at it for the first. When the price goes to the BRM for the first time, it changes direction. So this is something you may want to study further. Okay? Just the number. So you can change it as a parameter to set the BRN when you're using your MetaTrader 4. Okay, now this is the best reversal signals ever you can find on your chart, which is called the bullish or bearish engulfing. There's an A grade and also B grade. Who can tell me what's the difference between A grade and B grade? Raise your hand. Yes, sir. Not so accurate. Close but not so accurate. So who else wants to try? I want an accurate answer. Yes.
Grade A, latest one is very strong trending. There is no pullback. Grade B will pullback. So this one will pullback.
Same answer as at the back. So my question again, what's the difference between A grade and B grade? Who can tell me will win a special prize? Yes. Speak louder, please. Do you have TFS? No. Okay, give me the TFS. Give me a round of applause. Thank you for the answer. So he wins my latest trading book, which is TFS Price Action Trading. Because this is not an easy answer. So what's the difference between A grade and a B grade reversal signal? If A grade, the price closed above the high of the candle. This is a bullish reversal. This is a bearish reversal. It closed or it stops below the low of the previous candle. If it closed below the previous low, it signifies that this seller here, this buyer, because I already told you, if it's a lower shadow, it's a buyer signal. This candle has already overtaken the buyers over there. So I can say there's an 80% chance that the price is going further down. If it's a B grade, it just closes at below the open. It doesn't eat the candle until the low. That's the main difference. Those who answer with wick or without wick is still correct, but that's the answer that I want to hear. So how to trade the signal? I'm gonna share with you how to trade the signal, and also I will show you the example on the chart. It's very simple. When you see a signal like this on the chart, on the H4 or the daily time frame, this is the easiest way you can get an accurate entry, which is you set your order half of the body. Let me give you the step. The first step is you see where's the direction. Is it going up or down? If you see this signal, you know the buyers are overpowering the sellers. So you will target to buy. Next question, where to buy? This is the answer. You target to set your buy entry half of the body. As long as the price is still within this area, as long as it doesn't go down up to this area, there's still chance that the price is going back up. So you just set your entry half of the body, and your stop losses is around 30 to 50 pips will do. Not 100 or 200 pips, it's just a 30 or 50 pips will do. The time frame, like I mentioned, H4 and daily will do. So these are some of the examples. I tell, okay, this bearish candle, look at this picture closely. This bearish candle has superseded this bullish candle. So you are targeting sell limit here. So the sell triggers here and then it goes down. But for this signal, it might go to your stop loss, maybe. So this is the second signal. Bullish overcomes the bearish. So you set a buy entry half of the body. Just like what I showed before. You set your entry half of the body. And your stop loss should be below the low of the previous movement. And you can see another two sample here. This is the entry for this candle, and this is the entry for this candle. It triggers here before it goes further up. This is a very simple technique you can use. How many of you understand what I just explained? As long as got one person understand, I'm happy. Okay. This is a question for you. I show you there are 4 signals there. Actually, there's one more. Who can show me? There's one more engulfing signal there, but I didn't highlight. Who can show me? You'll win prize. Yes. I don't know how are you going to answer, but I won't hear you. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Oh, you come straight forward. Step forward. Yeah. So, which one do you think? I didn't highlight. You show me. Which one? That's one. Okay. So, do you see there's a profit or not in that signal? You explain to them. If you see this is the signal, how do you place your order?
If I see this order, I put my stop loss here. I'll enter about 50% of this candle. Immediately get my stop loss. Yeah, it's 1 year. It's another one.
Okay, give a round of applause to him. All right. Whatever left, sir. Give it the pen, nothing. Okay. Actually, there are only one I see, but he pointed to. I also did not notice. Okay, there's another signal here where one candle hits this candle. So it's a bearish signal. You ignore this side. What you're seeing now is this. So what you're going to do is, you place your order half of this body. So you can see that the price goes up, triggers your sell before it goes down. As simple as that. Like I mentioned, this is the best reversal signal. If there's an engulfing signal on your H4 chart, price tends to move to that direction most of the time. I can say, like I said, 80% of the time it goes to that direction. So how many of you want to try this next week? Raise your hand. Next week on the real market. You have a look at yourself with this just two simple technique, which is the BRN. You monitor yourself on the BRN and also the engulfing setup.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have our lucky draw in 10 minutes by ACY. So if you wish to participate, you may proceed to the booth and leave your information on the lucky draw card. And we are going to draw the lucky winner in 10 minutes.
I wish I can join, you know. Lucky draw. Alright, can we carry on? That's all for the technical part. Now the second part. I told you technical, fundamental, first part, and risk management, the second part. Now is the most interesting part, which is the capital and risk management. So first rule, don't ever risk more than 3% of your capital. If you risk 3% and you suffer 10 consecutive losses, you're still left with 74%. In normal mathematics, if you lost 3% per trade, you need to lose 33 straight losses, then only you will finish your capital. But that won't happen. That won't happen. Because usually in 33 trades, you'll be making profit and also you'll be making losses. I've never seen a trader who suffers 33 straight losses. I've never seen one. But if you trade risk 10%, within the 10 trade, if you lost 10 times, you're already left with 35%. Do you think you'll still be happy? Or do you think do you still can trade with a clear mind when you already lost 70% of your capital? Most probably not. But if you don't risk too much, you know, it's easier for you to get back your capital so you won't be too stressed out. So don't risk more than 3%. If you're using, let's say, 1,000, so you are risking only $30 per trade. Or if it's 100, it's only $3. This is so that you can survive as long as you can in the market. Next rule, you need to monitor your risk to reward ratio. If you're risking 3%, you need to make a trade that can, or enter a trade that can give you at least 6% return. By doing that, you just need 4 wins out of 10 trades or 14% win ratio. By doing that, you can get 24% per month if you are trading 10 trades per week. But your risk to reward ratio must be 1/2. This is an example of 10 trades. Let's say you trade 10 times and you win 4 times and you lose 6 times. You will still end up with a net profit of 6%. Imagine if you trade 10 trades per week. So in a month, you are actually, the potential you can earn is around 24% by just having 4 wins. You cannot win less than that. The minimum you must win is 4. So 4 wins out of 10 trades is much easier compared to you want to win like 8 or 9 or even 10%. So what if you manage to get 50% win ratio? You trade 10 times, you win 5 times, you lose 5 times. You have a potential to earn 50% per week or 60% per month. This is just the logic of mathematics. You cannot win all trade. You cannot win all trade. As long as you win 4 times, with risk to reward ratio double than your risk, you will still end up making money. This is what you need to understand and realize from the beginning. You can never win all trades. You will have profits and losses. What you need to do is very simple. Make sure your profit is more than your losses. And these are some of the numbers where I've done my research. If you put your money in a saving account, you are earning around 1% per year, fixed deposit 4% per year, and unit trust maybe 10 to 15% per year depending on the market. If you are making 5% monthly and you are accumulating for a period of 1 year, that's already 60%. You have beaten who? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett annualized return is 21.6%, or in average 1.8% per month, but for a period of 50 years. So if you can get 3 or 5% per month, you already beaten the most successful investor in the world, which is Warren Buffett. This is the way to make money in Forex, where you give a proper time, maybe like 12 or 24 months, and then you compound your return monthly over time, then you'll be making this kind of number. Can you guys see that? I hope you can. Never mind, I'll just say. Let's say you start with 1,000. Within 2 years, if you just get maybe 10% per month, you'll be ending with, how many is that? Even I can't see it. Very sorry about it. But you can have a look at the book, because in our book it's very clear stated there. My point is that you need to give sufficient time for your capital to grow. You cannot aim like 100% in 1 month. Maybe the next month you lose everything. You target maybe like 10 to 30% per month for a period of 1 or 2 years, then you can see your capital can grow tremendously. So give time, don't be over optimistic, 10 to 30% per month, and you compound it over a long period between 12 to 36 months. You can take a housing loan up to 30 years. You can take a car loan up to 7 years. I'm sure you can compound your profit over 1 or 2 years. Correct? Okay, number 1 cause of death for traders is over leverage. So what's the difference? The difference is, if you have high leverage, you can trade bigger lot size. Max lot size you can trade. If your leverage is low, you can only trade one lot. But if your leverage is high, you can trade up to 5 lots. So what happens if you lose 20 pips? You will be losing 20 compared to 100. So this is the number 1 cause of death. Broker give you high leverage because they want you to lose so that you keep on investing with them. But don't do that. How are you going to stop yourself from overtrade? Remember, when you trade, nobody will tell you what to do because it's only you and the market. So how do you stop yourself from overtrading? Use max leverage of 100 to 1 only. So use sufficient capital. Look at the questions. Using a capital of 100, if you get 30% ROI, how much will your profit be? It's only 30. Okay? What if Okay, what if your capital is 10,000 and you're getting 30%? It's 3,000. So your capital determines how much your return will be given your ROI is constant. So how to make big money by using small amount of capital? Most traders will over leverage so that they can trade bigger lots. So when they trade bigger lots, usually what happens is that they blow their account too soon. So they can trade bigger lots. When you trade bigger lots, when you suffer losses, you will be kicked out of the market very quickly. So one way to control yourself is by using low leverage between 150 or 1 to 100. So this is the reality. Less funds, less profit. More funds, more profit. If you can't even control $100, don't bother using $1,000. Be realistic. The correct way is, you start with your knowledge, you start with the demo account. After demo account, you use a small capital, maybe like 100. Once you can be consistent with a small amount of capital, then only you use bigger capital. Most traders that I've seen for the past 7 years I'm teaching, they will start with a big capital, maybe 10 or 20K. Then the capital becomes smaller. Once the capital becomes smaller, they will start to lose their money. They will lose everything. Then they start with demo account. Once they still can't profit using a demo account, then only they go for knowledge. So you need to do it the opposite way. Knowledge, demo, small capital, and then go for a large capital if you can control a small capital. No point using a bigger capital if you can't even control a small capital. How many of you agree? So there's no point, because I've seen people who lose like $500,000, okay? But actually they just, what they learn by themselves. They've never gone into class or learned the proper way to trade. That's the problem. Because imagine if you start the other way, you start with knowledge, imagine with $500,000 capital, how much you can generate a month. If it's 10%, it's already 50,000. What can you buy with 50,000 per month? You tell me. My salary last time is only 4,000. Alright, here's the last part of my presentation, because I have time until 5 o'clock. Emotions and psychology in trading. So like I mentioned, if you control your risk and you control your strategy, you use a correct strategy with a proper risk management, eventually you will make money and you can control your emotion. These are some additional tips I can give you, and maybe you will realize yourself. How do you stabilize your emotions when you trade? So how to control your emotions in trading? How many of you want to know? Raise your hand. Show me some love. Okay. Thank you. The first one, you need to set a realistic expectation. Don't be aggressive with the market. You need to think about long-term consistency. It's better that you get 10 or 20% per month over a period of 1 or 2 years. You can grow your account rather than this month you make 100%, the next month you lose everything. Okay? Yes, you will see those who make 100 or 500% in 1 month, but is it consistent? Most of them are just beginner's luck. They use high leverage, they keep on trading, okay? The luck is on their side, so they're making a lot of money. Then they give testimony, or maybe they post it on their FB. So you think that was consistent. Actually, it's not. Alright? So don't buy that. Then you close your terminal, what will happen? You lose. What can happen is just 3. You lose up to your stop loss. You might be, the second one, you might be still suffering with loss, but it's not yet reached your stop loss. Or the third one, the possibility is that your position is running on a profit. So if you know this kind of certainty, you know what to expect, you know what will happen before even the market goes, then you have a peace of mind. When you don't have a peace of mind, is this. Because you don't put your stop loss, you'll be thinking when you open your terminal, what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen. So if you know what's going to happen next, you will have your peace of mind. For example, like the one I showed just now, 500 pips of floating losses. This is because they don't put a limit on the losses. So please have certainty, use your stop loss. If you have loss, you still have 9 other chances to make money. Like I said, out of 10 trades, you just need 4 wins to end up with a net profit. Third one, stay away from your chart. The more you look at the chart, the more you will trade and the more you will make losses. How many of you like to stare at your chart? You like to stare at your chart? Okay. I can tell you that the less you look at your chart, the more money you will make. This is my personal experience. Because I believe in less trade, more profit, rather than more trade, less profit. Because do you think, a lot of people think that they need to trade a lot in order to make a lot of money. No. You need a lot of time. You trade less, but you earn more. Not that you trade more by earning less. Okay? So stay away from your chart. Once you do your analysis, you set your PO, you just close your terminal, you already know what to expect, whether it will hit your stop loss, you're still lost where you are still floating at floating loss, or you are on a floating profit. And having a second or third income will boost your emotions level. Because if you depend on your income on a single source, it will be more stressful for you. And then trading doesn't require a lot of time. What you need is maybe around 1 hour to do analysis in one day. If you don't have a second or third income, most probably you will feel more stress when you trade. So if you have a second or third income, it won't interfere in your job. Don't worry, because like I said, market move 4 p.m. onwards until 9 Malaysian time. So if you finish your work at 6 p.m., you still have time to do analysis to trade at night. So don't worry about that. So having a second and third income will greatly help your emotional control. And lastly, keep away from noise. You know what is noise? The noise is when you join WhatsApp group, when you join FB group, Telegram group, where they keep on giving you signals and they keep showing off their profits, and it really, really disturbs your confidence level. How many of you agree? Raise your hand. These are what we call as trading noise. When you see there are a lot of signals that's being provided, nobody can guarantee that the signal will end up in profit. Remember, your profitability depends on you and only you. Don't ever depend on someone else to tell you what to do. Because if not, then you're not a trader. You are more a follower. Okay? So my time is up. This is not the end, this is just the beginning. Let's keep in touch. You can find me on most of the social media like YouTube or Facebook, Instagram. And I do, because this is my first time speaking on a public, this is my first public appearance, so I would really appreciate if you can share your feedback at this email, info@tfspriceaction.com. If you have further questions, or maybe you want, how many of you want my slide? Nobody? Okay, it's okay, thank you. Alright, any feedback, any question, you can send email to me via this email, alright? So I think I'll be at my place at the back there until maybe around 6. So if you have further questions, you can always ask me later. Alright? With that, I thank you for all your presence. I'm really honored, and thank you to the organizer. Give them a round of applause. Thank you to Traders Fair for having me on board. Thank you so much, and thank you for attending. I really hope you enjoyed the session and you learned something that you can start apply in your trading for next week onwards. Okay? If you ever want to learn from me in English, you can wait for my English trading course that's coming maybe this year. I've been thinking of doing it since 2013, but I haven't got really the time to do it. So this time I'm gonna make it happen. And for the initial part, I'm going to give it for free. How many of you want that? For free. Alright. So if you want for free, Very simple, you just need to follow me, okay? But if you want to learn in BM, Bahasa Malaysia, I have a trading book called TFS Price Action Trading. You can have a look at the back. Whatever I taught you today, everything is in there, alright? Everything is there, and it's much advanced, much more in depth. So, if you want a complete guide from A to Z about fundamentals, about brokers, about trading hours, about how to construct a trading plan, what time, what day, what you need to do today, everything is in there. It's in Bahasa Malaysia. You can have a look at our trading course. Alright? Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.